Hey y'all, here are your October 5. This month we're using a loop band and then a set of medium heavy dumbbells. So your October 5, thoracic rotation, clamshell, side plank, half raise, and hanging. So we'll start with your thoracic rotation. This is meant to lube up, release your thoracic spine here where your ribs are. Come onto one side, bend your knees and bend at your hip, knee, and ankle. So it's as if you were sitting in a chair that fell over. Stretch your arms out front. You can always put a little pillow or a yoga block under your head if that feels nice to have some support. Reach your top arm forward and see if you can feel your shoulder blades sliding and gliding on your ribs. Take a big inhale. On your next big exhale, allow your arm to fold back. You might stop right here with your hand resting on your chest. So we'll do 5 of these. Inhale, reach forward, exhale, pulling back. Inhale. Exhale. If this feels good to keep going, you could extend your arm and it could hover in the air. If you have enough space in your shoulder and space behind you, you could let your arm totally extend on the ground. And what did I say? 5. We'll do one more of these guys on this side. That's good. So I'm stretching my chest, stretching my shoulder, just kind of letting my head roll left and the switch and do the other side. Stack yourself, knees bent. My legs are in front of me. If they're back here too far, this can get kind of ginchy on your back. So bring your legs in front of you, stack your arms, reach your top arm forward. On your next big exhale, roll back, maybe stopping right here with your elbow in the ceiling. If this feels good to go all the way onto your back, unfurling your arm. I'm going to flip around and show what this looks like from the back, because what I do want to have is my ribs moving. I don't want to do this where I've shoved my shoulder forward. So here's what I mean by that. I'm reaching forward. As I unfurl, I'm trying to roll my shoulder blades onto the ground rather than pushing my arm back. See the diff? Yeah, let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, unfurling. Letting your head roll, relax your jaw. And then for your clamshell, if you have a loop band, grab it up and put it around your thighs. We're back to that sideline position. Take a moment here and get organized. Reach under your waist and see if you can create a little mouse hole. So I'm not just hanging out, letting everything blob onto the floor. I've got a little bit of organization. I've got my shoulders and hips stacked as if I were leaning on the wall behind me. I'm going to keep my feet together and open my top knee. So what I want you to feel working is the back of your butt. Shouldn't feel owie on your back or your knee. It should feel like work. Here's something to watch for as you open and close your knee. Think of this hip bone reaching forward. So here's what it would look like if I was not thinking about using my core. I might just roll back onto my back, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep this work in the back of my butt. External rotators. Let's do 5, and then we'll switch sides. 4. So I'm organized through my torso. Pelvis stays still. We got last 2. This is your clamshell, last one. And then we're going to switch sides. Side number 2, clamshell. Take a second and get organized. Support your head if you need to. Top leg opens without your hip rolling along with your leg. 10 of these. Lift and lower. So this side might be different. You might notice more strength in one hip, or one hip might be tighter. Take another big deep breath. Keep thinking of that top hip rolling forward. The tendency is to let your hip roll back. Last two. Last one. Okay, that's our clamshell. We're starting to wake up the back of the butt. Stay down here on the floor. We've got one more floor exercise, your side plank. I'm going to give us 30 seconds on the clock for this one. Easiest version would be knee down, elbow down, and then lift your hip. Okay, I've already started our timer. I'm trying to make a straight line from my ear, shoulder, hip, and knee. So I'm not sending my butt back or drooping my shoulders. Yes, this is a lot of work for my whole corset. And we're over halfway. We got 10 seconds to go. You can take your top arm to the ceiling or overhead if that feels okay. 3, 2, 1. There's your 30 seconds. Come on down and rest. I'll show another variation on side number 2. You could set up in your straight arm and straight-legged plank. I got our timer going. 3, 2, 1, go. And then have arms and legs straight. So if this doesn't feel good on your wrist, come back down to that other version. I'm still thinking use my corset. This one I'm squeezing my legs together and reaching through both arms, reaching out the top of my head. We got last 10 seconds. Stay with me. Take another big deep breath. Big exhale. 2, 1. There's your 30 seconds. Come on down and rest. Come on up to standing and find heavy weights. So what feels heavy to you? What's you're comfortable holding, but it feels like you wouldn't be able to press these over your head easily. So that might be 8 pounds for you if you're just starting out. If you've been doing strength training, go ahead and grab some 20-pound dumbbells. So you're holding your heavy weights. This is your calf raise. You're going to lift and lower your heels. I'm going to show 5 from the front and then turn to the side. So I've got my torso organized. I'm going to press up on my tippy toes and then slowly lower down. So that's the whole move. It doesn't look like much, but this is challenging to lift your heels and lower with control. Spread out your toes. This is number 3. Straight knees. I'm breathing. Here's number 5. I'm pressing straight up. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see what it looks like from the side. 5 more, just like that. Pressing straight up. Slowly lowering down. So this is a good pace to go. Press up. See if you can control your descent. Notice if your hips want to rock forward, can you go straight up to the ceiling? We got 2 to go. Broad shoulders. Straight knees, and my arms are straight by my side. Last one. Try holding this one. Ooh, maybe turn your head and look to the left. Oh, that's hard to do. Turn and look to the right. Slowly come on down and rest. Okay, so this doorway hang, if you have a pull-up bar, go grab it and hang from it, or just look for something in your neighborhood in the park that you can hang from. You probably have something in your house like a molding on a doorway, which is what I'm going to show you just now. I'm 5'7", so I can reach the top of the molding. If you're not that tall, you can get a sturdy step stool to stand on. So I'm just coming to the doorway. I'm grabbing this molding and I'm giving myself a little bit of length through my neck, and I'm actively pulling my shoulders down. I'm not clamping them down, but I've got a little work happening through my lats. And then if that feels comfortable, you can bend your knees and give a little weight to your arms. So I've got maybe half of my weight supported in my legs, maybe 60-40 split. So this is a nice introduction to hanging. If you're not able to hang from a bar, this is a good skill to develop. Only do this if it feels really good on your shoulder. It should feel like a nice stretch from your shoulder all the way down your back.